What's up, everybody? Y'all come on in. What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Sekou? What's up, Love? Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Alright, we'll give them another minute and we'll get started. Y'all come on in. What's up, D? What's up, Anna? All right. How about we get started? Now, we dealing with the universal soldiers today. You know, I've been listening to my Pastor Troy. You know, vice versa. You know, one of his CDs, his albums is called Universal Soldier. So that's what the title was inspired by. And I think it fits well with this revolutionary energy that just hit the planet last week, right? Even though there was a ritualistic revolution that was started by George Soros. We all know that. But still, is actually just a reflection of what's going on the astral plane. It's war in the astral plane, and we've been warring in the astral plane for a year now. So, of course, you're starting to see that manifestation. They can no longer afford to pretend like there's no wars going on at all. You see what I'm saying? So that's another thing that the ritual was about. They're trying to do on the physical now what they did on the astral plane a year ago, which is trigger a war. And that's what you're seeing now. You're seeing vandalism. You're seeing shit get set on fire. You're seeing revolutionaries everywhere, right? So now then, the $1 million question: what is a revolution? What does it even mean to be? What does revolution even mean? And the answer to that is, a revolution is the process of returning things back to their natural way, or their natural state. You see what I'm saying? That's what a revolution is. It is the process that is undertaken to return things and the people and the way of life back to its natural state of being, or natural way of being. You see what I'm saying? That's what a revolution really is. So, now, this has happened before, countless times. The biggest one that we know of in our generation is the one that happened in the 60s, right? In the 70s. That particular revolution with the freedom fighters, the Black Panther Party, Nation of Islam, and everybody else who played their role, right? So, now it's upon us again. You see what I'm saying? And this time is not solely physical. It's a magical revolution. You see what I'm saying? It's a magical revolution. And they know this. So what they're trying to do, or what the ritual, another aspect of the ritual was, what it was about was, they're trying to lock you into a physical revolution when it's actually a magical revolution. That's what the time loop is about. So this will be part 2 to the True Not Archon right here. This will be a sequel to them. They're trying to lock you into they already locked you into the time loop with the particular spell that they use with old buddy who they killed, who was actually a Mason, who they chose for this particular event. Probably had a good astrological chart, whatever. So, what's up, Blake? So, this is what's going on here. This is what's going on. So, the time loop now is they're trying to control the Civil War that they already knew was going to happen anyway. You see what I'm saying? They already knew this Civil War was going to happen. And what they tried to do was make it a race war. But it's not a race war. That's what they failed at. It's actually a war, period. You see what I'm saying? It's actually a reflection of the astral war, which is Starseeds versus Archons, Empaths versus Narcissists, and Rebels versus Tyrants, which is how it's supposed to be. That's why at first they was burning down neighborhoods, but the energy shifted to where it was supposed to be, and they started burning down what? Police stations, courthouses, all that. You see what I'm saying? To what actually supposed to be burnt down. You see what I'm saying? So, because we no longer under that 400-year curse of blocking us from fucking nation up now. You'll wonder why there's been so many riots, but ain't nobody fucked up the shit that they supposed to be fucking up. It's because we was up under that 400-year curse. So it was blocking us from seeing who the true enemy is. Now, the true enemy, we know who the true enemy is. We know it's the Archons. We know it's the Draco Federation, the Insectoids. We know it's the all other manner of beings, ghouls and goblins and werewolves and orcs and all this other crazy shit that they got going on. You see what I'm saying? That's what you happen. It's pretty much, there you go, Devar. It's pretty much Star Wars at this point. You see what I'm saying? So Star. So it's pretty much Star Wars at this point. That's what you got going on here. So now, what's going on here is we got a whole bunch of so-called revolution going on, freedom for the society, but most people don't understand what that is because they're not in tune with what's going on in the astral. But the realms are merging, like I told y'all, the realms are merging. So the astral is becoming, the earth realm is becoming the astral realm now. So it's a reflection of what's happening. This realm, by the end of August, early September, you're going to start to see this realm slowly but slowly degenerate into a warlike state. And after a while, it's going to look exactly like what's going on the astral plane. Mark my words. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So that's what you got going on here. That's what you got going on. How we know this? You know, how we know this? Well, we can turn to Pastor Troy's famous song, Vice Versa. He said, he posed a real interesting question. He said, what if heaven was hell and hell was heaven? And what if God is the devil and the devil is God? And we found out through our Gnostic teachers that is actually a true statement. It's no longer a what if, it's a what is now. See what I'm saying? God is Yaldabaoth, the Christian God especially, is Yaldabaoth, the demiurge, who's been ruling all this shit. You see what I'm saying? He sits on high on the 13th dimension. You see what I'm saying? Of the astral realm that he built. You see what I'm saying? The 13th level of the astral realm which he built. See what I'm saying? They've been ruling ever since. You see what I'm saying? So who is the devil? Who is Yaldabaoth's enemy? You see what I'm saying? The devil is your soul. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Because devil spelled backwards is live, or they live. And the only thing that truly has life down here is what? Your soul. You see what I'm saying? That's the only thing that truly has life down here. This is what we got going on here. This is what we got going on here. We talk about universal soldier. Now, what is a universal soldier? Like I always tell y'all, to be a universal soldier or a universal warrior, we must be what? Hip to all the disciplines. That's martial arts, the psionic arts, the magic arts, the chi arts, the mathematics, philosophy, UFOlogy, occult science. We gotta be hip to it all. You see what I'm saying? Dancing, architecture, the social sciences. You see what I'm saying? We gotta be hip to all the disciplines now. You gotta touch everything now. You just can't leave nothing unturned. Medicine, herbalism. You see what I'm saying? Reiki, all of that. The healing arts. You see what I'm saying? You can't leave no stone unturned. So that's what it is to be a universal warrior or a universal soldier. You see what I'm saying? See, they said a fighter is in your gut. They said the soldier is in your mind, but in your heart is the warrior. You see what I'm saying? Why is the warrior in your heart? Because the warrior is the most balanced aspect of their energy. You see what I'm saying? The fighter is the will. No matter what obstacle is thrown at you, you can pick up these and break it. You see what I'm saying? The soldier, that's your tactical self. You see what I'm saying? That super soldier in you that gets the job done no matter what. That mentally gets you out of any situation that you can think of. You see what I'm saying? What else you got going on here? So definitely, he was right. So what we call heaven is actually hell, and what we call hell is actually heaven. What do we mean by that? This is the hell realm, right? You see what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, this is equivalent to the Greek Tartarus, the ancient Egyptian Amenta, also the Greek Hades, the Norse Helheim. You see what I'm saying? It's equivalent to that particular realm. And heaven, as we know it, is actually the realms that we go to when we project ourselves into our souls. That's what heaven truly is. So now we know what heaven really is. Heaven's inside you. Heaven is your universe. Hell is this shit you living in. So he was right in his popular song. You see what I'm saying? He said, oh, y'all want to go to heaven. But what if heaven may not be the place to go? And it's not. You see what I'm saying? I must be an angel, and vice versa, his homie said, because in this realm, I'm a devil, a down south Georgia rebel. Isn't that what he said? He said, but in actuality, he's both an angel and a demon, because you got both demonic forces and angelic forces inside you, both which you need to harness to do work. You see what I'm saying? To be the complete God you're supposed to be. What's up, Brian? So this is what you got going on here. So now let's get into the fun part of the lecture. Let's get into the good stuff. let us talk, since we're talking about the revolutionary energy, let us talk about the gun. Of course, it wouldn't be an authentic lecture, so I didn't show y'all one. The gun. You see what I'm saying? We gotta talk about this. See, this is the Kundalini energy of the Iron Age. This is the Kundalini always takes the form of a particular weapon in a particular age. In the Iron Age of the gun. In the age before that, it was the sword, which was the age of knights, samurai, ninja, Knight Templars. You see what I'm saying? And multiple other warriors. In the age before that, it was the wizard staff, or Merlin staff, as they tell you in the Holy Grail legends, right? So now let's talk about the gun, this lightsaber. Now, I want to talk about it because it's a subject that needs to be talked about due to the kind of energy we're dealing with right now, right? So, when we're dealing with the gun, what are we dealing with here? We're dealing with a particular weapon outside of yourself, an entity that manifests outside of you, right? So, what is it? A gun is pretty much a projection of your inner self. You see what I'm saying? Whereas melee weapons are a direct extension of your inner self, like swords or maces or nunchucks or bow staffs, yada yada. Well, guns, arrows, crossbows, harpoons, so on and so forth, actually represents the projection of your inner self. You see what I'm saying? They show you how to project energy. When you push the gun, you do what? Energy shoots out in the form of what? A bullet. You see what I'm saying? What are bullets? Bullets is concentrated metal. You see what I'm saying? And that's being shot at least the speed of sound, which I think is 1,187 miles per hour, if I'm not mistaken. And depending on what guns you dealing with, they actually break the speed of sound when you shoot the bullet. You see what I'm saying? So now, what is this? What are we dealing with when we dealing with the gun? We dealing with this generation's, or this Iron Age's version of the lightsaber. You see what I'm saying? The gunslingers. You see what I'm saying? They called them, in the movie Equilibrium, they called them clerics. You see what I'm saying? They were spiritual gunslingers. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to call them clerics. Now, there's things you need to know about the gun, first and foremost, before we continue on with this lecture. First, every gun has a name. You don't have to give your gun a name. Your gun already has a name. But what you have to do is link into the energy of your gun, because your gun is made of atoms now. Now, through the process of decoherence, we already know that the gun has already, the atoms in the gun has already agreed to be a gun. You see what I'm saying? So this is an actual energy, an actual force, an actual soul. This is what our indigenous ancestors was talking about, animism. Everything has a soul because everything is created from Mother Earth, the minerals on the periodic table, the minerals and elements on the periodic table. You see what I'm saying? Of Mother Earth. So now, this gun has a name. This particular gun, his name is Betsy. Now, check this out. For those who have eyes to see, once I utter the name, because when you finally get the name, and the gun will tell you his name, and it'll materialize in your mind's eye. Now, when it materializes in your mind's eye, what you have to do next is utter it. What's up, Jesus? What's up, Jevin? What's up, L? You have to utter it. You see what I'm saying? You have to utter the name of the gun. Not just know, Bessie. No, you got to utter it with conviction. What do we mean by conviction? You have to say the name of the gun like your life depended on it. Like, say, for example, I said, Betsy. Some of y'all probably seen the energy explode off the gun if you had the eyes to see. You see what I'm saying? Because I said it like I meant it. Or if you just feel like you need to say it with even more force just to push the energy out, be like, Betsy. And you should feel like an explosion of energy just burst forth out of the gun. That's letting you know that the gun is came to life. And now, if you even get strong enough, you can even hear the spirit of the gun, like they show you in the popular anime show Bleach. You see what I'm saying? All the characters' weapons with spirits. You see what I'm saying? It's based off the katana. See what I'm saying? Because it was Japanese teaching them. It's based off the katana. All the katanas had spirits within them. And you can talk to those spirits and they will help you in your particular endeavors and situations. The gun is no different. See what I'm saying? It can help you. So now you got you know the name of your gun, right? So now it's enchanted. It's an enchanted gun. See, this is a magical revolution. You don't go to a fucking revolution and don't know magic. You're gonna get your ass shot up. You're gonna get your ass fucked up. You shouldn't be riding, period, because the war is astral. But we know the war is becoming more and more physical. So you gotta prepare for when these realms merge and you have to go and you have to get it in physically. You see what I'm saying? That's what this shit is about. For when this shit pop off, when these realms merge and it pop off physically, or astrophysically, I guess you could say it, astrophysically, since it's how the astral realm and the physical realm will be one. So this is about enchanting your gun. You see what I'm saying? Now you know the name of your gun. Now you know the gun has a spirit. Now you can talk to the gun, speak to the gun. The gun tell you shoot here, shoot there, shoot here. And all of a sudden you shoot motherfuckers and they actually drop it. And you don't even see them. Because you and the gun are one. Because you're supposed to develop a relationship with your weapons. This is an old secret of the steel here that our ancient warriors actually knew. But it was lost. As time went on, everything became more physical, materialistic, and so no spirituality was with it, so no maturity was with it. So that's why you got motherfuckers running around the planet, goddamn just gunslinging, murdering niggas, and don't understand what the fuck is going on because they ain't got no spirituality to go with it. No connection. If you using your gun improperly or your weapons improperly, your weapons will let you know that you using them improperly. Like, nah, why you killing him, man? What you doing? You fucking up. You see what I'm saying? Your weapons will actually let you know. Unless they curse weapons, you got those too. Unless they curse spirits in the weapons, you have those too that just fucked up. You have them as well. But the average spirit in a particular weapon will let you know you fucking up if you killing people. Or it may warn you that, nah, you shouldn't do this because you shouldn't do this, and you come to find out there's kids in the building. You see what I'm saying? This is happening, that's happening. You see what I'm saying? This is what we're talking about. With spirituality comes maturity and awareness and intuition. You see what I'm saying? That you need on your journey as a universal soldier, universal warrior, or universal fighter, depending on what you are. So now, let us continue here with the Gunslinger Code. Now we can move on to Idris Elba in Dark Tower. In the movie Dark Tower, they gave you a particular code that goes with this, that matches this perfectly. What I'm saying with, you got to combine your spirituality and magic with your revolutionary spirit or your revolutionary will and energy, right? So now, let's see here. Let's see. In the movie Dark Tower, they gave you a particular code. It goes like this: the Gunslinger Creed or the Gunslinger Code. I do not aim with my hand. He who aims with his hand has forgotten the face of his father. What does that mean? Why don't they aim with their hand? Why don't they aim with their hand? Check this out. I aim with my eye. He aim with his spiritual eye. You don't aim with this. This is a limb. You controlling this just naturally with your what? Your mind's eye. You see what I'm saying? Your subconscious functions, right? So why would you depend on your hand to shoot it when naturally you're controlling your hand? So you aim with your eye, both these and these. You see what I'm saying? All three eyes. You see what I'm saying? Next, I do not shoot with my hand. He who shoots with his hand has forgotten the face of his father. I shoot with my mind. You see what I'm saying? So you shoot with this. This is your mind. All this is your mind. See, your mind is this electromagnetic field around your head. You see what I'm saying? Whereas your brain is your processing center. You see what I'm saying? But your mind is an electromagnetic field around your head. And the more conscious you become, the more enlightened you become. That's why the saints always had that gold aura around their head. That's actually their minds. An enlightened mind. You see what I'm saying? It's actually an electromagnetic field around your head. Next, I do not kill with my gun. He who kills with his gun has forgotten the face of his father. I kill with my heart. Because, why do you kill with your heart? Because each life you take actually means something. You see what I'm saying? You have to understand the gravity of killing a person. You see what I'm saying? When you understand the gravity of killing a person, then you can proceed to do it if you absolutely need to. And if you don't, then you just don't. But sometimes you may have to kill a motherfucker. It is what it is with that. It depends on what you're dealing with. You see what I'm saying? Whether it be a human entity, whatever you fighting. Some of the motherfuckers can't be reasoned with. We already know. So you have to do what you gotta do in that particular situation. Now, Idris Elba showed you what it is to be a cleric, a spiritual gunslinger. Let me show you the first scene. In this scene here, in the movie Dark Tower, let me see here. Alright. In this scene here in the movie Dark Tower, they had kidnapped Jake, which is the child he was helping, or whatever. And he tapped into himself and projected his senses out into the world. And he shot one shot and killed this motherfucker. And that nigga was like 300 yards away, y'all. He was like 300 yards away. Let's see here. And he murked that nigga from like 300 yards away. You see what I'm saying? Let's see here. Let's see another scene. The fight scene, the actual TV show. He tap in again, using his spiritual senses to guide his hand, his mind, his sight, his spiritual sight, and what? His heart. You see what I'm saying? So let's see here.
I believe Keystoner's calling Excalibur.
Wrong one.
They're taking me to that place. Be careful.
Hold on, let me write it up for y'all. Watch how you tap in.
Let's go. We're online. It's really gonna happen, isn't it? Oh, yes, it is.
You tapping in now. So there y'all go. As y'all seen, he tapped in. And he fucked their asses up. Took their asses out. Gunslinger code. Spiritual gunslinger. That's what you gotta be. Remember, this is your lightsaber. Just a projectile version of it. See what I'm saying? Without lightsabers are simply... I wish I had been able to find a part of the scene where he was talking about what his weapons are made of. Let me see. Oh, I found it.
The steel of the sword of Arthur Elden himself. His gun.
Check this out, what he said about his gun.
His guns are forged from the steel of the sword of Arthur Elden himself. I believe Keystoners call it Excalibur.
Excalibur. So, the L family are the gunslinger version of the Knights of the Round Table in King Arthur. He's in the Knights of the Round Table. So they the gunslinger, the clerics who manifested this time as what? Spiritual cowboys. See what I'm saying? Spiritual gunslingers. You see what I'm saying? Well, we know it's clerics. Now, there's another aspect to this, which I downloaded for y'all. And, you know, there's a particular martial art that goes with gunslinging. It's called gun fu. Now, in the turn of the century, the movie Equilibrium, they showed you gun kata, but they only showed you the hand sequences and hand motions, where they just took that a step further and produced gun fu. They was already doing anyway in the 80s and 90s anyway with such movies as Hardball, The Killer, and various other movies. They had been using the gun fu. And they was using full body techniques and tactics, where the special forces had got hip to the game and found out that those are actually martial sequences that you can use with your gun to better align your mind, body, and spirit with the gun, so you can be a bad motherfucker. Because everything has a martial manual to it, even guns, even guns. You see what I'm saying? So let's check this out. It's called gun fu. That's what they call it these days. Check this out. Don't let these motherfuckers fool y'all. So there y'all go. That's actually a martial. Like, if you don't believe me and think it's not a martial art, take your gun, take your bullets out of it, and then watch one of those videos and then practice what they practice. And you're gonna notice that those sequences started to align your mind, body, spirit, and soul. And you start to connect with that gun better, and those movements actually becomes harmonic, and you can actually move your body at a faster rate with your gun. And they put this in movies, because you know all the grimoires and shit in movies now. So this is what you got going on here. This is what you got going on. So that's the martial science behind the gun. Now y'all understand the spirituality of the gun, of the gunslinger. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? They only give you the physicality of it. You know, you just learn how to shoot a gun and you good. You learn how to breathe properly. You know, you know, and you're good to go. That's bullshit. Everything has a spiritual side to it. What's up, Claudia? And don't you forget it. Now, let's move on. You see what I'm saying? Oh, I want to give y'all this formula. Magical power plus revolutionary spirit is what equals true freedom. You see what I'm saying? Because even inside yourself, you got to fight your way through. You see what I'm saying? This bullshit. So this is what you got going on here. So all this shit is a civil war. See what I'm saying? All this shit is a actual civil war. What's going on? Because you have to be a revolutionary to even be able to put up with this shit, to even be able to fight this properly. See what I'm saying? To even go within and deal with entities and all type of monstrous beings who don't want to see you rise. You see what I'm saying? All type of world rulers and archons and fucked up ass corrupt angelic beings and yada yada, and the list goes on. And corrupt reptilians and dirty Moors who don't want dirty celestial Moors. They're celestial Moors too, who don't want to see you rise. You see what I'm saying? They have it out for you. They want you to stay down here so they continue to rule over you from higher realms of existence. Now, let's continue here. Let's continue. Yes. Haitian Revolution. Oh yeah. Let's talk about that for a second. Haitian Revolution. Now, the Haitian Revolution is a very interesting experience because during this time they was catching hell during their time period, and so they turned to what? They turned to magic. See what I'm saying? They turned to Ogun. And once it was time, them boys went out there and started fucking shit up. And I made a mistake and deleted the fucking notes for it, but from what they call it a mythology, but we know nothing that they write down as a mythology, right? It's actually true when it comes to talking about it. He said they was fighting fucking magical warriors with their indigenous lightsabers and machetes, and they was fucking their asses up. They said they was shooting them motherfuckers and the bullets would go right through them, or they would seemingly fall down and die and just get right back up and start fighting. See what I'm saying? What's up, Sherry? They would get right back up and start fighting. What's up, Antoine? So this is what you got going on here. They would get right back up and start fighting and was slaying them motherfuckers, taking heads off around here. And the French didn't know what to do because they had never seen nothing like this. So they retreated because they couldn't beat them. Now they tell you over here that we had no successful slave rebellions. That's bullshit. It was plenty of hoodoo conjurers poisoning motherfuckers, taking out whole families, and setting these plantations on fire. If we didn't, if they said that they so-called said there wasn't no slave rebellions, then where all the fucking plantations at then? Y'all tell me that. You mean tell me? You know they usually keep the plantations. Them consider it's a word for it. In certain homes, if they old enough, they could become historical sites. You see what I'm saying? So they'll consider historical sites, but they few and far between in the South. Why is that? That's because most of them hoodoo conjurers burnt that shit down. That's why. Most of them hoodoo conjurers burnt that shit down. So that's the part they don't tell you. There's still a few surviving documents of what these motherfuckers doing, poisoning their ass, fucking setting their asses up, killing them with magic, cursing them and hexing them, doing all type of crazy shit, fucking their asses up. See what I'm saying? So don't let this fool you. You already got the gift. Your ancestors been whooping their ass. And if they said it was no successful slave rebellion, but we created the Civil War. They didn't create shit. We created the Civil War. The hoodoo conjurers knew 100 years in advance and fucked their asses up. Fast forward today, what they trying to do? They know that the Civil War is imminent. Well, hell, World War is imminent at this point. Not just Civil War. World War is imminent at this point due to the realms merging. So they're trying to control the war or the situation by getting a jump on it early, before it happens. And get you in a state of war, or get you in a state of revolutionary war before it's time, so they can do it, burn you out, so they can burn out your energy, have you tired. By the time the realms merge, you ain't gonna have no energy to fight. See what I'm saying? Because you done burnt it out, and so you gonna be tired of fighting by the time this shit really pop off. That's what they're really trying to do. That's why they're all of a sudden doing. They do it around the same year. Around the same time of the year. It's usually around this time of year. They'll do a particular event. Either this time of the year or during harvest season, one of the two, where they'll kill one particular being or psyop us into thinking they killing us, and it go viral and everybody snap. You see what I'm saying? Everybody snap. This one is no different. This situation is no different. George Soros been doing that shit for the last 5 years. No, last 6 years. Cause he been doing it since 2014, and he been doing it back to back. You know, to tear this shit up. Cause you know he got it out for America. He can't stand America. So he been working from the shadows. Cause if y'all didn't know, he escaped prison. His people came and got him. So he free. He free. And he raising hell, as y'all can see. A lot of those revolutionaries are not revolutionary. They paid George Soros agents who are actually crisis actors, and they're paid to go fuck some shit up as well. You see what I'm saying? It ain't time yet. There you go, Devarian. It ain't time yet. You know, like I told y'all know when it's time. When the realms merge together and you start seeing mythical beings run around this motherfucker, that's when there'll be time. See what I'm saying? That's when there'll be time. Now, let's see here. Now, we done touched on Haitian Revolution. We done touched on this. Now, let's see. Alright, we can get to the good stuff now. I got a couple of spells here for y'all. One deals with the protection of people who not as conscious as us, but they out there on the front lines fighting anyway. You know, just to bring them home. You know, these are your sons and daughters, nephews and nieces, uncles and aunties, mothers and fathers, right? So you do want to see them come home. So we gonna put a special shield of protection. I ain't talking about them fucking George Soros motherfuckers. This is not for them. Them niggas out here who being paid to fuck shit up. You see what I'm saying? Cause our word is 80% of the motherfuckers who ransacked Minnesota and burned certain places of Minnesota down were from out of state. 80%. So that, of course, we know that's orchestrated. That was orchestrated by George Soros and his goons. You see what I'm saying? So now, this is for our actual revolutionaries, pure revolutionaries who actually, in their heart of hearts, wants to see change and wants to see a better realm. So here we go. Pure revolutionary protection spell. Here we go. There's nothing wrong with revolution as long as it's backed by spirit. Let me read that again. There's nothing wrong with revolution as long as it's backed by spirit. No one should go on the front lines without being magically protected first. To do so is asking for suicide. So now this is what you should recite. And here go the spell. I am protected by my spirit and soul. I am protected by the gods and goddesses of war. The revolution would not be televised, but it will be actualized in physical form through you. So I, the Lamasu, the gargoyles, and all the other protector spirits are with you in your time of need and transition. So go forth and create change. Sincerely, the Guardians of the Galaxy. One more time. There's nothing wrong with revolution as long as it's backed by spirit. No one should go on the front lines without being magically protected first. To do so is asking for suicide. So now, this is what you should recite. I am protected by my spirit and soul. I am protected by the gods and goddesses of war. The revolution will not be televised, but it will be actualized in physical form through you. So I, the Lamasu, the gargoyle, and all the other protective spirits are with you in your time of need and transition. So go forth and create change. Sincerely, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, here we go with another one here. This one here is called Ogun's Wrath. You see what I'm saying? The God of War. Also, Montu and Ares and Mars and all the other gods of war that y'all so know and love, and goddesses of war that y'all so know and love. So here we go. Ogun's Wrath. I have seen enough. It is time out for playing their game of chess. It is now time to institute the art of war. Warning. Do not see yourselves as lowly humans, my people. See yourselves as titans among men, like Lord Beerus, like Neo, like Thanos, like Black Lightning, and the Equalizer, Denzel's version of it. Use your vision and imagination to elevate yourselves, because when you think you are human, you cut yourselves off from me. Gods only recognize gods, and this is what the Haitians knew. This is the secret to channel my power. Recite this. I am war. I am chaos. I am righteous fury. I am divine justice. I am the holy smiter of all. I am Ogun incarnate. I have power over steel, so it cannot harm me. I have power over the war zone, so it cannot harm me. I have power over technology, so it cannot harm me. So harness the powers of your immortal soul and destroy the wicked archons and their elite minions. You will be able to control this ritualistic chaos if you choose to remember me. So go and show them the power that dwells within the children of blood and bone. You see what I'm saying? Sincerely, the War God Council. Now, let me read that one more time. Ogun's rap. He says one more time. I have seen enough. It is time out for playing their game of chess. It is now time to institute the art of war. Warning. He gives you a warning here. Do not see yourselves as lowly humans, my people. See yourselves as titans among men, like Lord Beerus, like Neo, like Thanos, like Black Lightning, and like the Equalizer. I'm talking about Denzel. Use your vision and imagination to elevate yourselves, because when you think you are human, you cut yourselves off from me. Gods only recognize gods, and this is what the Haitians knew. This is the secret to channel my power. Recite this. Here goes the spell. I am war. I am chaos. I am righteous fury. I am divine justice. I am the holy smiter of all. I am Ogun incarnate. I have power over steel, so it cannot harm me. I have power over the war zone, so it cannot harm me. I have power over technology, so it cannot harm me. So harness the powers of your immortal soul and destroy the wicked archons and their elite minions. You will be able to control this ritualistic chaos if you choose to remember me. So go and show the power that dwells within your blood and bones. You see what I'm saying? Your blood and bones. Sincerely, the War God Council. You see what I'm saying? And now, let's see here. And so, of course, I gotta address being human versus being God. See what I'm saying? We gotta talk about that one. You know, we're gonna wrap it up here. What does he mean by being human versus being God? You know? You see what I'm saying? What is a human? Human is the base animalistic version of yourself that you born into. The archonic mentality that you're conditioned with over time without any spiritual conscience. That's what being human is. You see what I'm saying? That's why he said, do not see yourselves as lowly humans. See yourselves at least as a god, a generator, operator, and destroyer. But he preferred you to say a titan, because a titan is the celestial, powerful beings who, when they ruled, it was a golden age. You see what I'm saying? Us, in our ancient days. You see what I'm saying? When they ruled, it was a golden age. And what are we trying to get back to? We trying to get back to a new what? Golden age. We're trying to usher in a new golden age. See what I'm saying? So why wouldn't we want to connect with the titans who already have done the golden age? We can actually bring forth a better golden age, because we already have a blueprint, or should I say a black print, to the golden age, because we have history books saying that it has already been done at least once on Earth. You see what I'm saying? At least one time. So now, what are we talking about? He said, be a titan, like Lord Beerus. So let's take it here. Let's take it there. This is what he meant by be a titan. This is Lord Beerus throwing a sun at Goku. Goku is Sun Wukong, by the way. You see what I'm saying? So he's talking to the god of the sky. Lord Beerus is in space, the celestial realm. He pulls Goku into space, and he forces Goku to pull out the inner Titan in him, or he will be wiped out by this solar energy. You see what I'm saying? So here we go.
It's my turn. I can't let them blast in the earth. What is that thing? It looks like the sun. It's a blast attack from Beerus. This is not good. Damn it! Evidently, you haven't realized it yet. Realized what? Your god power. It ran out some time ago. What? Seriously? How can I? It seems that when you fought me in god form, your body learned from the experience. Merely feeling that level of power was enough to push you to new heights. So now, even though your god form has expired, your power is much greater than before. I didn't think it was possible. You're a true prodigy, like few I've ever seen. I only wish I could be happy about that. You should be. The power's all yours, like you want it. Embrace it. Yeah.
There you go, embrace it.
Small problem. This energy blast. It's gonna do major damage, and I can't stop it. You're too strong. Then give up and accept your fate. What in the world's happening up there?
You having a breakthrough now. Did y'all see that? Hold on, let me go back a little bit.
How'd you do that? What was that power? I'm not sure exactly.
So there y'all go. In order to stop the blast, he had to tighten up. I do mean tighten up. Reach deep inside himself, bring out his Titan force, and he had to absorb the sun, but first he had to become the sun. He had to find the sun within himself. That's what y'all seen when he transformed. He literally transformed into the sun. Then he was able to absorb the sun because he was vibrating on the same frequency as it. That's what Ogun mean when he said, be like Titans. You see what I'm saying? Like Beerus. Beerus was an ancestor. He Anubis. See, he looked just like Anubis, literally. So he an ancestor. A soul being that came to remind you who you are. See what I'm saying? That was his test. And if he didn't pass his test, guess what? The earth, the heart chakra was going to be destroyed. Shooken. You see what I'm saying? Wiped out. And there was nothing he could do about it. So he stood between him and his planet, his plane of existence being wiped out. And this is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about right here. This is what you got to be. You got to be a titan among men. A titaness among men. See what I'm saying? You cannot no longer afford to look at yourself as human. You have to look at yourself as a titan so you can defy all odds, shatter all physical laws, and be the being, the celestial being, the celestial master that you was always meant to be, the universal soldier that you was always meant to be. So there y'all go. There y'all go. That's pretty much it, people. That's pretty much it. I wanted to wrap that one up. This will be part 2 of the True Night Archon. So, do y'all have any questions? Do y'all have any questions? There you go, Devar. No matter how bad things get down here, we still gonna get the job done. So, any question? What's up, White Crow? Any questions before I get up out of here? And always remember, each story, each mythos had these ancient level beings who were some bad motherfuckers. They were the Titans in Greek mythology. They were the giants in Norse mythology. They was the Asuras in Hindu mythology. Of course, we know about the Asian immortals. We know about the indigenous side of it as well. These ancient mound builders. You know, that's pretty much a myth as well. You know, you had the Incans, you had the Chavan, you had the Olmecs, the Lemurians, the Atlanteans, all these ancient beings who were on the planet. The Hyperboreans, all of them. You see what I'm saying? So this is what you got going on. Don't forget that. Don't forget that you are those beings who these so-called false gods, archons, decide to lock down. Remember that. El Judge, can the gun be considered Ogun technology? Yes. This gun here is made of metal, made of steel. And Ogun deals in steel. He presides over technology, steel, iron, all of that. And so since this gun is made of the element of iron and steel, then he controls that energy. You see what I'm saying? He controls that energy. So motherfuckers worry about guns going off and shooting them. Well, if you tap into your Ogun energy, then guns won't hurt you. Guns won't even be able to fire on you. And they may even collapse on you because you have mastered the energy that gun is made of. You see what I'm saying? So definitely. Let's see. Roland, Salam, Pamela. I'm new to this. Explain from them again or inbox me, please. Would love to know more. Yeah, we'll get up, Pamela. We'll get up. Yeah, we can talk about this more. Or any other questions? Any other questions before I go? Any other questions? Well, if y'all don't have no other questions, Marvin Jones, y'all share this with your friends, put the word out.